for joining us. We are here with the wonderful, incomparable Miss April Ryan. I am Dr. Roshane, and I am the host for PK Vision Leadership Colloquy, a mini series. And I am just so very excited. I'm humbled, and I am just honored to be able to be with this woman on this evening. And you all are in for a treat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just have concluded our series of Where Are Our Children? Where are our youth? The Path Forward with Pastor Krista Tyson. And she did a phenomenal job tonight. And we are just so excited to continue and to have a building block on our overall theme. Our overall theme for PK Vision is from plight to flight. And we're going to be hearing from one of our nation's best individuals to hear what she has to say. But before we do, we're going to take a moment of silence as we normally do here at PK Vision Colloquy for the over 500,000 people and families that have been affected by this egregious pandemic. Please join with us in a moment of silence. Thank you so much. You know, we want you to go to www.pkvision.org. We are in our second series where we convene every fourth Thursday through June the 24th. And we started off with the gospel legend, Mr. Richard Smallwood. We talked about mental health. This month, we are concentrating on the children. And then we have our special guest tonight to talk about our overall theme from plight to flight. And then next month, we're going to have our church. Where is the church and navigating the church in these times? And then we're going to conclude with a wonderful, awesome, another special guest in June 24th. So go to www.pkvision.org to find out more information. And without any further to do, we're going to introduce to our listening audience, our viewership, to Miss April Ryan. And Miss April Ryan, I just want to give a little background. She is the Whitehouse correspondent. She has a unique vantage point as the only Black female reporter covering urban issues from the White House, a position she has held since the Clinton era. Her position as a White House correspondent has afforded her unusual insight into the racial sensitivities, issues, and attendant political struggles of our nation's past presidents. April can be seen almost daily, as we all know, on CNN as a political analyst. She is also the Washington, D.C. bureau chief on the Grio. She has been featured in Essence, Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and Elle magazine, just to name a few. April Ryan has served on the board of the prestigious White House Correspondents Association. She is one of only three, mark that, three African Americans in the association, over 100-year history to serve on its board. She is also the esteemed member of the National Press Club. In 2015, Ms. April Ryan was nominated for the NAACP Image Award Outstanding Literary Work, debut author for her first book. And she is the 2016 National Council of Negro Women Mary McLeod Bethune Trailblazer. And in 2019, her wonderful current honor is she became an honorary member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Incorporated, and recognized as the 2019 Freedom of the Press Award winner by the Reporters Committee for the Freedom of the Press. And she also was nominated for the NAACP Image Award for Social Justice this year. And we want to welcome right now Miss April Ryan. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm
Dr.
honored.
Allen, stop.
And humble. And humble. And I just want to share with our viewers that April has been our target for our community. In other words, she takes all of those arrows for our community, and then she stands resiliently and reports to us what affects our daily lives. Thank you. Thank you. Bureau Chief, Whitehouse Correspondent, April Ryan. It's been interesting to watch how you balance your work. You are seamless on how you juggle journalistic integrity while maintaining a methodical process in your work. It's a challenging thing to do, but you do it so well with ease and, I'm going to add, with class and dignity
You are
and
so sweet.
integrity. You have served as the White House correspondent reporting for 5 presidents, including the current one, President Joseph Biden. We have President Bush, Obama. Now, your work is with the Grio as the bureau chief in Washington, D.C. Drawing upon that experience, knowing what we know now with the challenges of the last few decades, with the economic crisis, the housing crisis, specifically the Obama administration dealt with race relations, racial sensitivities that to this very moment are still present and pressing and present in the nation. And we understand those challenges firsthand as a citizen, but also someone who has had the opportunity to work alongside the administration as boots on the ground. Definitely. During that time, I understand that you authored a few books: At My Mama's Knee, The Race in Black and White, The Presidency in Black and White. I'm so excited to talk with you tonight because I followed you for quite a while, and need I say, Heaven 600.
Okay.
I had to say it because
That's Baltimore. That's Baltimore.
It's your journey. It's
That's
your
Baltimore.
It's your journey. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have so many questions, but the one that comes to the top of my mind, especially from the context of someone outside the realm of the church building, but still feeling the weight of responsibility that so many leaders and preachers' kids and families of pastors and ministers feel when the spotlight is on them. They've gone through a period of where so many eyes are upon them. And you went through that on the worldwide stage with our former president, who singled you out, and you had tremendous backlash towards you and the questions you asked of him. How were you able to pivot from those serious moments, still being able to make strides, being graceful, being that woman of class in the inroads of your career, while balancing your professional and personal integrity? And what's more, you were one of, if not the first journalist to have been stopped attending in-person briefings from
Well,
the start of the pandemic. And that took courage.
yeah, I stopped.
Yes.
I stopped.
It took courage. And as a leader to continually stand, and then you had the COVID conversations. up for what you believe to be right in the face of such difficulties when others may have gone along with you and had the same level of scrutiny, keeping in mind that the American public looked to you to provide the news and information we needed to know. I know this was a series of questions in one, but could you talk about a little bit about this from your perspective? What does it mean for leaders to go from plight to flight? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Allen, thank you so much for having me. I am so honored. Um, what does it mean to go from plight to flight? You don't necessarily say, okay, I'm in this moment, I got to do this. It's an instinctive thing. It's survival. And that's something we as Black people have been doing since we were brought here in this nation, even before we were brought to this nation over 2 years ago. Um, I never imagined this. I didn't ask for this. But you know what? It's not about me. It's about a community that still has the highest numbers of negatives in almost every category. And we're still fighting. We're still a community. We are in the midst of, I say this, and I say this with all sincerity. I believe this is everyone's Job moment. I call this our Job season. I've been saying that because this is something we've never seen before. And many of us this season has broken us. Yeah. It has destroyed many of us. It's destroyed our finances, relationships, health. And some of us have even transitioned this world because of COVID. But I consider this a Job moment. And I believe it's always darkest before the dawn. And you find yourself, you face yourself in the midst of these moments. And the question is, do you like yourself? And right, I'm serious. And I'm going to tell you, when COVID first started, I stopped going to the White House because I said, you guys, they're not going to take it seriously. And I went through a little depression, and I would wake up in a panic, and I said, I can't do this. That is the worst feeling in the world, to wake up and feeling like you're sinking and you don't know where you are. It felt like at the beginning of COVID, like everything was coming to an end. I said, I can't live like this. So I started, one of my friends, he said, look, why don't we just talk to the people and just work from there? And we did. And we started COVID Conversations. And COVID Conversations spun out into something that I never imagined. People were looking forward to it. I mean, we had A-listers, we had A-list actors, entertainers, singers. We had Bishop T.D. Jakes. We had 2 presidents come and visit us, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, along with his wife, Hillary Clinton. And I hear my children upstairs bouncing. If you hear something upstairs, forgive me.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, my dog and my children are having fun above me. I feel the vibrations.
No worries. No worries.
Like the concussions on the floor. I feel
beautiful, beautiful.
But no, it's been a whirlwind, and this is our Job moment. This is our Job moment, and we got to breathe. And many of us, for real, many of us have stopped breathing.
Yes.
Many of us have stopped breathing. When I say stop breathing, we're taking these shallow breaths. I mean, breathing in and letting it out. And I should really, they say you count for 4 or 5 beats.
Yes.
But we don't breathe anymore. We're so tense. And as I faced myself, I said, drop all those weights, because it's not worth it.
Right.
And tomorrow is not promised. And we've got to love today. My late mother used to always say that. And I think you probably just heard a kid just upstairs just now. But the issue is this is a moment that we have to take in. And this is a time where we build. It's a time where we build together. We come together. We have to love one another. You find out what is important in moments like these.
Yes.
And I found out, because there was a time, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm being very honest. Please. Say plight or flight.
Plight to flight.
Plight to flight.
Yes.
I was ready to fly totally because I was trying to figure out which way do I go, and
Okay.
it's a lot when you deal with
Yes, it
things.
is.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, after Donald Trump and all of those things that happened to me, I was wondering if I wanted to stay in news, and I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then I made a job decision, a job change.
Yes.
Um, it's been interesting. For me, it's been interesting. I've had to reassess what I want to keep. I had to reassess what I didn't want to keep. I
Okay.
dropped a lot of weight. I mean, when you face yourself in moments like this, you figure out what's real,
Yes.
what's the thing that you need to cling to.
Yes.
Um, and you know, a lot of stuff that we deal with is frivolous, and we don't need to even be worried about it.
Mhm.
So, um, you know, I unknowingly got in a struggle. I unknowingly got in a struggle and stayed in the struggle because it wasn't about me.
Wow.
It wasn't. And then after that, the struggle of COVID, I got in this struggle knowing it's not about me, but to better me, to figure out where I am.
Yeah.
I actually stayed home for a year to keep my children and myself safe.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And
And you
that's,
know
you
that,
know,
yes, go ahead. No,
no.
I was going to say that that's the leaders
Mhm.
because you have young children that and teenagers that you're raising, but yet you're in the spotlight. And this is so like our leaders of our organization. Although they're in the spotlight, they're raising their children as well. Talk
Yeah.
about that just for a few moments.
Raising my children. Right now, I just texted the one that's upstairs dancing above me. I told her, will you please stop? I don't know what she's doing. She's dancing and bumping with the dog. I'm like, I have the misfortune. I have the misfortune to have my office right below her
No,
room.
that's fine because
um,
this is what it's all about, though.
yeah. Um,
Because we have to balance, and you do a wonderful time balancing. You make
yeah.
it seamless. You make it appear seamless.
I make it appear seamless. Well, I have two wonderful young women.
Yes.
The oldest is graduating high school, and
Oh, congratulations.
thank you. She's leaving me to go to college in Washington, D.C.
Wonderful.
But you know,
Wonderful.
she's far enough, but close enough. And I
Yes.
told, she said, everybody says you're going to be on the campus. I said, trust and believe, I will not be on your campus. I will be working and minding my business. And I said, you're going to be the one calling me, mommy, can I come home? I said, come on. The doors are always open.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
that young one of mine, woo, that 13-year-old, she gives me a run for my money. But you know,
Oh,
but there's love here. And
yes.
that's the great thing. You know, there's an understanding and they know that mommy's there for them and it, I will do anything for them, but they have
Yes.
got to do well in school.
Yes.
That's my number. If you do
Thank
well in
you.
school, I will do.
Thank you.
No, seriously, I tell them, I said, you know, you have to um, do what you need to do before you do what you want to do. And I
Thank
said,
you.
do that first. And I said, if you do well, I'm there. You know, the sky's the limit. But I said, you got to do well. And they
Thank
know it.
you.
The little one knows if because she's gone through. She's like, you know, during COVID, she didn't work so well with virtual learning.
Okay.
The oldest one did. The oldest one was on
Yes.
the honor roll list.
Yes.
Or
Congratulations.
thank you with virtual learning. But the little one was like, Mommy, I got to go back to school. I said, do you realize if you go to school, what happens? She said, I will be safe. We prayed
Right.
on it, and now she's soaring again. The different learning styles.
Mhm.
So we are working hard to keep safe, to educate. I mean, and there's no guarantees,
There's no
but
guarantees.
we are working hard to stay safe and to make sure that education is at the forefront. And like I said, you guys, if you do well in school, the sky is the limit. And that's what my parents used to tell me. They said, you know, as long as you work hard and have an education, you can be what you want to be and you
Yes.
can do whatever you want to. And I'm a firm believer in that. I believe if we dream And if we really stick to that dream,
Yeah.
you know, and just by the power of God, because there before the grace of God, I should not be where I am. And I fell
All
into
of us. All of us.
right, exactly.
All of us.
So, and it's, what is it? Success is the intersection of opportunity and preparation.
Thank you for sharing that. I love it.
No, Oprah said that, and that's the truth.
Yes.
If you get the preparation, and when that opportunity comes, the sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit.
Yeah. So that's what I teach my children.
And I appreciate you being transparent because, again, April is our month that we concentrate on the youth and the path forward. So, what you just shared goes right hand in hand with our theme and our compassion and our empathy, wanting our youth to succeed.
Yeah.
We want them to know they are not forgotten.
Yes,
We
and
are
especially
here
in
for them.
COVID, especially in
Yes.
COVID, so
Yes.
many young people are falling through the
Oh,
cracks,
behind. Yes.
and it hurts my heart.
Yes.
And they couldn't help COVID, but there are systems that are just not in place
That
for
are
our
not in
children.
Exactly.
And when the systems are not in place, what do we do as parents?
That
We've
is
got to find ways to advocate and support them, because, you know, if it's my last penny, I'm going to make sure these children are going to get an education.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Or just some kind of way make it happen. I'm a firm believer in education, and especially for our children, especially for our children.
Yes.
You know, we find that so many other communities look at education to pull them out of despair. And I am a firm believer in that. I am a firm believer in that. And I'm sure you are, because you have a DR
Likewise.
period in front of your name. Yes.
Yes, and I appreciate you so much. I just would like to ask one more question of you, if you don't mind. And I'm so humbled to even have this fireside chat with you, because truly it was fire. Absolutely.
Under fire.
Under fire. That's
Yeah.
right. Under
Yeah.
April, under fire. But you know, you're coming out as pure gold.
Oh,
You're
thank
coming
you.
out as pure gold, April.
I
Miss
can't wait.
Ryan?
I can't wait to the other side of this.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Yes.
I think we all are ready for the other
Yes.
side of this.
Joy cometh in the morning.
Mm.
So my last question to you would be, for those PKs, those leaders, those nonprofit leaders, what would you encourage them to be connected to this movement? Because it is a movement. We are sparking and inspiring dialogues that are not necessarily, they're spoken behind closed door, but now we have opened that door wide open to say, no, we're going to put it on the table and we're going to address it. What would you say to those leaders in reference to connecting?
So to the PKs, preachers, kids, for the nonprofits, do you realize a lot of these movements were born out of grassroots leadership, out of these organizations, because of a spirit of dis-ease, because of a spirit of wanting more, to climb out of whatever space they were in. The church was a vital part.
Vital part.
Yeah, vital part. But
we have to take our place back.
Right. So the church was a vital part. But let's go back a little bit before the church became a vital. Let's just look at the civil rights movement.
Yes.
The church was a vital part, but the church at the very beginning, and I heard this from Reverend Jesse Jackson, Dr. Bernice King, the daughter of the late slain civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr., and also our former elder, who is now our ancestor, Congressman John Lewis.
John Lewis. Oh my gosh.
I know. And
don't let me cry on that one. I was able to meet him before he passed away, so I feel like I have a charge.
Yeah, he was my
yes.
So they acknowledged that at the very beginning, only 4% of Black churches supported Dr. King at the very beginning. But the church wound up becoming the Black church became one of the greatest supports for the movement. In the South, many of the mothers of the church opened up their homes because they talked about it in the church service, opened up their homes to these young men and women who wanted to give or help create first-class citizenship for Black people in this country. They would open up their homes, put pallets on the floor, go in the garden in the back of the house to get tomatoes, and make whatever they needed. They gave them what they had to keep on with the journey.
Yes.
And and that's one thing we have to understand as organizations, as churches. It's not all about the soft money, the commas and zeros.
Yes. Yes. Woo.
It's about what you can give. Some people can march. And I'm saying this from what I have observed looking at from my unique perch.
Yes.
Everybody can't march, but those who can't march may be able to call or go on the internet, and say here.
Yes.
So it takes a community. It takes our different gifts and our different ministries to bring to everybody is not the marcher. Everybody is not the speaker. Everyone is not the singer, but each one of us has a different gift. And I believe my gift, I believe my ministry has been my mind and my heart and my communication, my mouth, to communicate to the community. This is what's going on. This is what is needed. This is what you should do. This is what maybe you should open your mind to as you're thinking about this piece A over here, this piece B over here, this piece C over here. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but open your mind up to what is coming, what we give to you, so you can have a better day. So for those who are in the midst of the issue and having to move forward, understand it's a collective, and everyone is not the same person. Each one has different gifts and talents. So I think we have to look at each one for what they bring to the table and celebrate that and work with that and move from there, because everyone cannot be the great orator. Everyone cannot be the head usher who's marching really well.
Please make it plain.
No, I'm serious. We all play a part in our differentness, in our uniqueness. So, I used to, what is my gift? What is my gift? And it was right in front of me.
Oh.
And I said, girl, you got it. And I marvel. I love the head marcher marching down the aisle.
Yes.
I said, that's her thing. It's not my thing.
Yes.
I love the soloist. I wish I could sing. That's her thing. That's not my thing.
Yes.
But I love what I do. I speak and I tell the truth. What does Habakkuk say? Write the vision, make it plain.
Yes.
So
that he reads may run with it.
That's right.
We have to run after we read.
That's right. That's right, Dr. Allen. Yes, we do. So I think that is the charge for everyone. That is what we need to realize, that each one of us is unique. Each one of us brings something to the table that is needed to take us to the next level.
Yes.
And we cannot discount the smallest things. Some people get upset. Oh, well, I made a flyer. Why is she making a flyer and I'm out here doing this? Maybe that's all she can do. And you needed that flyer, or you needed that I've got a whole team of people who do PR, not my PR, but my media stuff.
Yes.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
Yes.
That's their ministry. I'm like, that's you.
As we say, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Don't cross any line.
Don't
cross over any line.
Because then it becomes discombobulated. Yes. I like to say, like a thoroughbred horse.
Yes.
The blinders on the right hand and the blinders on the left hand to stay focused to the goal.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
Dr. Allen.
What you shared. Yes.
We're there. Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you a question. So, are you in the Baltimore area? Because you said Heaven 600.
Yes, so I was for 30 years
Okay.
and I relocated to a different state.
Okay.
But I still do plenty of nonprofit work and community work, and the list goes on
Okay.
in the DMV area.
Okay.
Yes, I do a lot of work there. So maybe we could chat about that
Okay.
offline because I do a lot of work. Yes.
Okay. When you
Yes.
said that, I
Thank
said,
you.
okay. I said,
Yes.
that was way back. That was
Yes.
1991, 92, 93.
It was beautiful.
Uh,
And just real quick, when you announced that you were moving to the urban radio, I said, "No,
Aw.
you're gonna miss her." But I followed you,
Oh, thank you.
and and your journey in life in journalism has taken you to the pinnacle of your career. So that to me is the epitome and it embodies the PK vision leadership from
Mm.
plight to flight. So I thank you. And I am just again so grateful. And we count it a privilege to even to have this conversation, this fireside chat with the chief bureau of from Washington, D.C., White House, not
The
just any
Grio.
house, not just any house, the White House
Yeah.
correspondent for the Grio.
Yeah.
Miss Ryan,
Thank
we
you.
thank you. We're so humbly happy
Thank you.
that you were able to take time out of your enormously busy schedule to
Thank
take
you.
these few minutes with us to talk to the leaders of this country and around the world in reference to going from plight to flight. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much. I appreciate you and be well and let's keep in touch. Thank
Yes,
you guys, everyone. Be
thank you.
well and just remember you have gifts and you have gifts you may not have even tapped into yet. So just thank God and stay in your lane and do you.
Do
Do
you?
you.
Many blessings,
Thank
many
you.
blessings.
Be well. Bye
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.